Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. We're in a lush tropical jungle. We got the birds around. Can I get a hello there? How to stop negative thoughts from tearing you apart, from destroying you, from leaving you on the ground without a helping hand. Along my journey, there was a time where I felt really down, and I saw that it was to do with how I was thinking. So I'm going to share with you what helped me transcend all of that. When we talk of negative thinking, you also have positive thinking. I have seen the secret. There are no positive or negative thoughts. There are only thoughts. However, the meaning we assign to our thoughts is what shapes what they will become and how they affect us on all levels. So positive thinking right now, it's very popular. Just focus on good things and good things will happen. Hey, wait a minute. They're not happening yet. I say, whatever you focus on grows. But I haven't mentioned whatever you don't focus on grows even larger. Let's take a negative thought you may have. For instance, you don't like looking into the mirror. So what happens? We use avoidance and we hope and pray there is not a mirror at our friend's house. Because if we see one, we're going to panic. And all anxiety is born from the desire to escape the present moment. Therefore, in making ourselves neutral, it's all about, I've seen, moving closer to what you are afraid of. Every day, take a step forward or make an investment to buy a mirror. And when you have the courage and the bravery to look into a mirror, guess what? You are going to develop more love for yourself. But as long as you have this separation, guess what? You are going to create more fear. So we let go of negative thinking by embracing it. No one, not many people, want to delve into the shadowland. We don't want to ask, why don't I like that person? Because we feel uncomfortable just even thinking of them. But if we can start to think about this person we don't like, or this job we don't like, or I know you love my hair, don't tell me you don't like my hair, okay? Whatever we don't like, we must become friends with. Your enemies, it's all a play. At the end, both of you will walk off the stage holding hands. How we perceive ourselves is everything. And a lot of negative thinking emanates from that. If you don't like how your body looks, you see, it's always negative thinking is always based around resistance. Whatever you resist becomes stronger. The mind is a wonderful tool. It has given us this camera, the Eiffel Tower, and that plane up above. But the mind is a filter. So for instance, you go to the movie, you're watching this film, but you're not watching it, you're analyzing it. You're trying to see how many triangles you can see. So the mind is wonderful at connecting the dots, but that's as far as it can go. The mind was created for our survival, from getting us from A to B. It does that so well, but the mind creates wars, separation. More so, it creates a false story, creates a false sense of self, a false sense of reality. But the heart, you see, the heart is unlimited. The heart is open. You see someone and now the heart just feels, because the heart knows what the mind can only think of. So many times we're interacting with different people and the mind thinks, wait a minute, they don't like me, or they're treating me badly. How people treat you is a statement about them as a human being, not a statement about yourself. So what I do is I never take anything personally. I realize that how someone feels about me is about what they are experiencing and how they are seeing the world. That is none of my business. I'm focused on what I'm doing, and that allows me to live more in my heart space. More so, the mind is all about controlling. The mind is all about getting everything perfect, but the heart already is perfect. So how can you be more perfect than the heart? Growing up, what happened? As a child, they said you have to become something, when in essence you already are. The heart already is. So in returning back home, it's about cultivating the heart more by forming deeper relationships with those around you, honoring, surrounding yourself with amazing people. That's what I do every day. I don't focus on people that are bringing me down. I focus on the people that love me and the people I love. That's what makes me smile every day. Also, a lot of us, we have negative thoughts about the world we are living in. And I always say that the world will only change when you do. It's all within us, first and foremost. We have to start taking responsibility, because once you start seeing yourself in a more positive regard, those negative thoughts drift away like clouds. The time we're living in right now is fusion, where you see negative thoughts and positive thoughts as very useful. But you find your greatest power when you have that coherency, when the two fuse into the one. So even if you're meditating, you're closing your eyes, a thought may pop up into your mind, but guess what? You're not going to judge to say that thought is negative or positive. It's just a thought. And the only thing that changes is our attitude towards that thought. You see, Shakespeare said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Thank you, Shakespeare. Okay? But many times when we have a lot of negative thinking, I say it's all about our environment. There's a reason why I love nature. I love beaches. I love salt water and diving deep, because it makes me feel so good, but more so, it makes me feel deeper in my heart space. When I'm in the house in front of the computer, I'm thinking more, I'm analyzing more, I'm judging people on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. It keeps us locked in the mind. When I'm skating, I'm just expanding, I'm feeling free. I'm in my heart space because there is no analyzing. You see, so it's all about having that perfect balance of the dance, the cosmic dance. More so, whenever we feel down, whenever we feel low, we must ask ourselves, what kinds of foods are we eating? Because it's all connected. Self-care is paramount. it is essential, because if you don't care for yourself, how do you expect the world to? Many times, the reason why so many of us feel negative thoughts is because we become addicted to this story the mind is telling us. Like I said, the mind is wonderful, but at the same time, it is the greatest storyteller in the world. So you talk to someone, they leave the conversation early. What's racing in your mind is, hey, do they like me? Did I say something? No. That's what you think, but you don't know the whole truth. So the heart in the natural state is not concerned about why they left the conversation early. But the mind is always seeking security, stability. But the heart is all about fluidity. So in not letting negative thoughts control you, it's all about becoming more fluid, learning to let go every single day. You see, you can't clear the mind by putting more into the mind. So the greatest way to stop overthinking is to let go of who we think we are. The mind is all about forming this identity because that's safe. I am this complexion. I am this nationality. The heart already knows it is universal energy and we are all connected. So once you start connecting back to that higher truth, negative thoughts, they have no bearing on you. Why? Because now you see how simple it is. The great psychologist Fritz Perls said, lose your mind and come to your senses. The mind is complexity. The heart is simplicity. And we find our greatest power when we start cultivating the inner child once again. We are here in nature, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.